I'm Chris Sangster, and you're watching an excerpt from Scenes and Songs, the show that dissects outstanding movie and music pairings. Our song this week is Lord Knows by Meek Mill, but technically the song in the scene is a mashup between Lord Knows and original music by the film's score composer Ludwig Goransson. Goransson is a longtime collaborator of Ryan Coogler's going back to their days at USC. He's scored all of Coogler's films, but is also the producer behind Childish Gambino. You might have seen him recently accept the Grammy Awards for This Is America. He has this really interesting place in the modern music industry where he lives in both of these worlds as a hip-hop producer and as a films composer, and it's a really interesting thing he's got going on, but I think it made him the perfect person to score Creed. Our scene starts with Goransson's original Creed score, which is behind these scenes of Adonis getting ready for his fight with Pretty Ricky Conlon, but they're mirrored with these images of Rocky's battle with cancer, and it's really great. It really sets the emotional stakes of the film and really sets up this battle that both of them are going on right now. And the score music is equally as epic and intense, and it really works and it feels great. But then we get this switch when Adonis goes outside to start running. We drop the score and we just get a solitary 808 kick drum playing what I'll call the running theme of Creed. It's something like this. It's repeated a lot of times throughout Creed, and you can think of it as the running theme or possibly the boxing theme. It kind of maybe sounds like a boxer hitting the bag, but it's a very athletic rhythm, and it's used a lot to great effect in Creed. And in this scene, we have it on a solitary 808 kick drum, which is then followed by Meek Mill's verse from Lord Knows coming in. And all that Goransson has used from Lord Knows is just Meek Mill's vocal. In the original song, we have this halftime trap beat with machine gun roll hi-hats, a Mozart sample. It's a Requiem Lacrimosa, which is fantastic, but we don't have it here in the film. And we also leave Tory Lanez, who sings the hook on the song. We leave all that behind, and we replace it with this 4 on the floor beat, this very driving beat, and the orchestral strings and horns behind it. So it really marries these two worlds, the fantasy aspect of cinema with this real gritty Philadelphia street narrative, and it just marries those two things perfectly together, all with Meek Mill on top of it. And it's only 17 bars of his gargantuan 44-bar first verse, but they've specifically picked the beginning and the end of the verse to amplify Adonis's running and the way that his training gets harder and harder, and he goes harder and harder as the scene progresses. And that's mirrored with the way Meek's verse lines up. So they pick the beginning of the verse, which is kind of laid back, a bit braggadocious, emphasizing the 8th notes more. And then they cut out a whole big segment of the middle of the 44 bars, and they go right to the end, where Meek is just hitting us over the head with those triplets. Ba-da-da, 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 ba-da. And it really just feels like you're running and punching and running and punching. It just gives this great momentum to what you're seeing Adonis do on screen. It just matches up so perfectly, and it just takes that energy to this peak point. And then we drop all the way down. It just sucks everything out, and we get Jhené Aiko's vocals coming in. It sounds really beautiful, and it's Goransson's Fighting Stronger theme. But it's very, very reminiscent of Bill Conti's Gonna Fly Now, the original Rocky music. However, they are most certainly different. Goransson has ingeniously created a new theme for Creed that sounds like so much like the next evolution of the Rocky theme that many people actually mistake it for the Rocky music. But check it out, I'm gonna play them both now, and you can see that they are very different. I'll start with the famous one, Gonna Fly Now. And now Creed's theme. So when you hear them back to back, you can tell those are different melodies, those are different songs. But the reason they feel so similar is because A, they have the same instrumentation, a beautiful vocal, female vocal, and lush strings with modern drums. Bill Conti's modern drums were disco drums, Ludwig Goransson's modern drums are hip-hop beats. But they still marry those two worlds, and they still have the same melodic instrumentation. They also use a similar rhythmical structure. They kind of have this broken arpeggio thing going on. But even more than that, they use the same set of notes. They only use the white keys on the piano, the black keys on this guy, and none of the black keys, aka the white keys on my piano. So even though the songs are in different keys, they use all the same notes, all the same instrumentation, and a lot of the same rhythms. And so it makes it feel like they live in the same world. And that's what Goransson was trying to do, create something for Adonis that could live right alongside Rocky, but be unique for Adonis. And that's really kind of mirrors the story of Adonis Creed himself. He's trying to find himself. He's trying to become Adonis Creed throughout this film. And that's mirrored with the way Goransson develops the score. And by the end of the scene, we have Adonis outside Rocky's house, shadow boxing with all the guys circling him on the dirt bikes, and all of this music, both the hip hop elements and the score themes, all playing together at the same time. And it just amps you up so much. You're just ready to get in the ring and duke it out like Rocky Balboa or Adonis Creed. Thanks for watching this excerpt from Scenes and Songs. For full episodes, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or wherever podcasts are sold.